What's going on, Fortnite fam? Today we're going to talk about the results of NA divisional finals, both Central and West, where they had a similar story go down on both of these regions and a champion taking it by force, making sure to prove that they are the #1 team in the region for a reason, or at least you would think so. Also, a trick that Peterbot just exposed to get some extra XP if you are not landing at one of those big POIs, but most importantly for the global championship, denying a top team a chance to get A rank, which would mean denying them a spot at the vault. So much to break down and more, so let's get right into the mix. First up, when it comes to NA, I gotta go with the hometown favorites, NA West, and honestly, it was quite a show and a treat to watch. Multiple aggressive plays going down and a team looking to take it by force. It was Arc, School, and Salco. Overall, they won the entire event, but it was how they won it that really mattered. 2 games back-to-back where they had 16 and 17 eliminations overall. That really put them in position to take the tournament. But Scissor, Minute, and Velo, a new surprise team forming for this season, and they're really starting to show as one of the more aggressive teams to beat on the region. They had great performances, only one game where they even got outside of the top 10, and that was the last game of the day, and they went down to Arc, School, and Salco, the eventual winners. But going into the last game of the day, it was a 9-point difference, just like on Central, and it was Arc, School, and Salco. They knew that Minute, Scissor, and Velo land at the hive. They have the medallion. They chase them around the map, all the way from Ranger's Ruin up to the hive from the north, landing at the last order base where Velo, Scissor, and Minute were forced to drop the medallion just to get away, giving it on over to a whole nother team, but they were able to survive up into that top 14 where they went down. But Arc, School, and Salco, they ran into Defiable, they ran into Miro, they ran into their trio as well, and they were actually able to take them down all the way, leaving Arc as a solo, where he was eventually able to just beeline it towards the center of zone and get those revives back up. But for Virgo, Miro, and Defiable, that was the only shine of greatness they had in the entire tournament, losing multiple times throughout the mid game. Virgo going down earlier than they would hope and just unable to really clutch up and make something of their games. Baka, Pars, and Pump, the 2-time NA West champions, have just ran into so many inconsistencies yesterday. We thought they were going to be contested by Agers, Acorn, and Pollo after Central, but they chose not to queue up. So that left Baka, Pars, and Pump uncontested, and they just had bad games, just to say the least. 3rd place, 2nd place, 7th place, but then a 28th, 11th, and 12th, only netting 39 total eliminations throughout the day. It's better with a 4th place finish, so it's better than most, but overall for a team that won 2 major champions and is usually contending in the divisional finals, it's not what you would have expected to see. With the global championships coming up and a different drop for them landing at Rainbow Fields, it's almost a wonder, a head scratcher, what's going wrong leading up to one of the most important events of the year. And just kind of looking at the leaderboard right now, Vork starts and Evolved a 3rd place finish. Another team that showed up and showed up big. Their worst game, 12th place. But even in that, they had 8 eliminations. So it's just going to show that when it comes to NA West as a region, there's a lot of up-and-coming players that have been here on this region that are waiting for their moment to shine. And right now, they are getting that moment. Even with global championship spots no longer in play, you're still having these team and roster shuffles so they can find that perfect trio for the remainder of these events. Phoenix, Retro, and B-Dog, a team that got a 2nd place, 16 eliminations. In that second game, there was 4 teams getting 45 eliminations. More than half of the lobby went down to just 4 teams. That one was one of them with 16 eliminations and 2nd place. Overall, not too surprised by the overall performance of these teams in this divisional finals, but Miro, that would be the only surprise. Everything else kind of business as usual for NA West. When it comes to the Central side of things, the excitement does continue. Yes, it happened before West, but it was a very, very similar storyline. It was Curved, it was Tyler, it was Craze. They were playing absolutely out of their minds. Back-to-back wins to start the tournament, a 2nd place, and then a 3rd win to complete the hat trick. But then things went crazy and awry. They got a 21st place. I believe they went down to Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual. And then a 6th place with 4 elims. They had a 9-point lead going into Game 6. They went down yet again to Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual, who played crazy all day long. Not a single game outside of the top 8. 68 eliminations. Even though they didn't get a win overall in any of the games, they kept it close. So that way, in the last and final game where they took down Curve, Tyler, and Craze, they were able to win it more than that 9-point deficit that they overcame, almost by 40 points overall. They are looking like the team to beat, even without a mythic or a medallion in their hands. G-Money, Josh, and Rise, 318 points, playing pretty good. They did fall 19th place with 4 eliminations in game number 4. That really hurt them and their momentum that was building up. But for a new team, G-Money and Rise forming with Josh, who they actually contested against at the Outpost, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. But Clicks, Higgs, and Yamzo, 4th place. No, it's not a meme. He is just cursed to get 4th place forever. 317 points. Even for them, when it comes to the games played, they were so consistent. Multiple 4th, 6th, 2nd, 6th, and 7th again. It's just that 11th place with 0 elims that hurt him overall. They scored 31 eliminations throughout the course of the tournament to get 4th place. Reet, Cooper, Curly, though, they picked up a win throughout the day. Game number 5, they got 11 eliminations as well, but they too are finding inconsistencies. You're seeing a lot of teams towards the north side of the map not able to get their game plan down. I don't know whether it's lacking of the surge or just overall having to play aggressive because those zones pull towards the south, but they definitely need to figure it out before the global championship, including Agers, Acorn, and Poyo, who got 6th place. This is not what I had expected going into it. They were one of the teams, maybe the top 3 teams I was looking at going for global championship, and to get 6th place, that's a little bit of a struggle, and even leads to a little bit of confusion as Rapid, Kanata, and Bolt, they too had a little bit of a struggle. 265 points, ending in 7th place, not getting a win. Really, best placing is 3rd place, so not even getting inside of the top 2 where you would expect a team that is on fire to perform. But overall, Central was like a movie. Not too many surge towers, all action all the way. Let's quickly talk about Peterbot. He released something on Twitter over at his OXR HQ landing drop that showed himself stealing away XP from the Hive. This is something I think he's formulating to try to take down Queasy, or at least kind of hurt and hinder the chances of Queasy getting the A rank very, very early, which would mean he can get access to the vault. If you don't land at one of those POIs, it's so hard to get XP. It's so hard to get A rank to really make it matter. So I like what he's doing, and he's not scared to show it up. He's basically saying, hey, if you're any one of those teams that are landing near one of these medallions, near one of these mythic POIs, and you're not able to get the XP, well, guess what? Just like you would build a surge tower and look on over to try to get damage, you are able to do this and steal away those bugs, get shots on the queen, get your XP, and even though you might not get A rank, you're still able to get those B rank drops that go and drop once you get that rank up. So very, very interesting for Peterbot to leak a vital strategy right before Global Championship, which leads me to believe he is staying at the OXR HQ. Why would he give up a strategy that takes away XP from these medallions if he wants to contest those medallions? So I think Peterbot is liking where he's landing. He's going to stay there overall, which means Queasy, you have been put on notice. With the Global Championship right around the corner and 2 teams emerging as the strong teams in their respective regions for both Arc School and Salco on West, Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual on Central, this is the drop map updated as of today. What do you guys think? Who are your top players to perform? Any underdog stories that are going to surprise us? I'm interested to know, and I'm interested to hear what your guys' thoughts are. Leave me a comment and below, but make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe on the channel because it really does help the channel grow, and I'll see you guys on the next one.